Hello friends, in today's video I am going to discuss about modal verbs. Okay, sometimes modal verbs are also categorized as auxiliary modal verb, but I am keeping it simple as modal. Okay, so what are these modals? The words like can, could, shall, should, may, might, will, would, all these are models. Okay, and these models expresses the ability, possibility, permission and obligations. So the first model which I will be discussing with you is now uh, can or could. So the first function of can or could is the ability, okay, or lack of ability. How you will understand with the example. See the first example: Tom can write properly. So in this sentence, can is model here. Okay, so here can expresses the ability of Tom that he can write properly. Okay, so in this sentence, can expresses the ability of a boy who can write properly. Next sentence: Lisa can't speak French. So in this sentence, the word can't is model and it expresses the inability or lack of ability of Lisa. Okay. Next sentence: When I was a kid, I could climb tree. So over here, the word could is model, and could is used to express the ability of the past. Okay, could is used to express the ability of past. Okay, next is function of can or could is possibility or impossibility. So see the sentence: you can catch the train 9:30 train. So in this sentence the word can is model, and over here can expresses the possibility that you can catch the train of 9:30. Okay, so over here the model can shows the possibility that he or she can catch, okay, 9:30 train. Next is Tom can't see the tiger any more. Okay, so in this sentence the word can't is model here, and it means that there is a possibility, there is no possibility, means it is impossible for Tom to see the tiger. Okay, so in this word, the model can't expresses that uh, Tom cannot see the tiger anymore. Okay, the impossible, that it is impossible, so it expresses the impossibility. Okay, next is permission. The third function of can or could is permission. See the sentence here: can I borrow pen? So in this sentence it means that when someone takes permission, okay, like can I borrow your pen, it means someone is asking that if he or she can borrow the pen or not. Okay, so over here the word can or the model can is used for permission, for asking when someone asks, and this is also used when someone gives permission, like yes you can borrow my pen. So over here the word can is used for giving permission. Okay, so the last function of can or could is making a suggestion. Okay, so see the sentence: you could take the art class. Here I am giving you some advice. Okay, so the word could or the model could is also used for giving suggestion or giving an advice. I hope all the four functions are clear to you. Once again, I am recapitulating. So there are the four functions of can or could. The first one is ability or lack of ability. Okay. The second one is possible, when there is possibility or impossibility, that time we use. Okay. Next is permission, to give or take the permission. That time we use can or could. And the last function is uh, when someone makes a suggestion or someone gives an advice. Okay, we use could. Okay. Let's look at the next set of model, which are will or would. Friends, most of the times this model can be used interchangeably in most situation. But firstly, I want you guys to take a look at the use of will or would. So the first function or the first use of will or would is in formulation of future tenses. For example, John will probably call you. So over here, the model will is used in formulation of the sentence in future tense. Okay. For example, let us take a situation here. Suppose I tell Ram that John wants to talk to you. So what Ram will answer? Okay, I will talk to him. I will. It means in future. So what in return? What I will tell Ram? Yes, John will probably call you. So it means he will call you. It means in future. Okay. So over here, will is used in formulation of sentences in future tense. Next function is for making a request. For example, will you give me a hand, please? So, over here, will is used to make a request. We can also use here would. Okay, it means will is used to make a request. We can also write here would means polite request. Okay, so would you give me a hand please, or will you give me a hand please? So will is used in making a request. Next function or the third function of will or would is in conditional sentences. Okay, it means it is used for conditional sentences. Now you must be thinking, what is this conditional sentences? Conditional sentences always start with if. Okay, see the sentence here: if we had time we would call you. It means if you would have time you would call him. So over here, would is used for conditional sentence. Okay, it has been used in conditional sentence. We can use it in past or present form also. Okay, over here it is used in past. Okay, we had, it is in past tense, and we can also use it in future tense as well. Now next function or the fourth function of will or would is uh, it refers to habit which we had or you had in the past. See the example here: when I lived in the city I would walk every day. It means something, one of your habit which you had in the past. Okay, we also use used to. Okay, so when we refer to our habit in the past, we either use used to or would. So when I lived in the city, I would walk every day. Over here, the model would is used, it or it refers to habit in the past. Okay, it means that it was an habit in the past, but I don't anymore. Okay. Now the last function is in polite expression. For example, let us make a situation here. For example, you went to a fine dine restaurant, and you are going through the menu card and you are not able to understand what to order. So a waiter passes by and you just call him and say that I'm little confused. What should I order? So the waiter asks you, what would you recommend? So he asks you politely. So over here, would is used in polite expression. Okay, and then you would answer, I would like a cup of coffee. It means you are giving the answer in polite way. Okay, or in polite manner. Okay, so would is also used in polite expression. So let us recapitulate the functions of will or would. It is used in formulation of future sentences in future tense. Okay, it is this next function is to make a request. The third function is in framing as conditional sentences, and conditional sentences always begins with if. The next function is it refers to habit in the past. Okay, and it is used in polite expression as well. And one more thing I would like to tell you all is that whenever uh, we use will or would, it's better to use would because this would is more polite than using will. Okay, so in formal situation it's better to use would, or it is a like would is more polite than will. Okay, let us move to our next set of model, that is shall and should. So when do we use shall and should? We use it to make a very polite suggestion. For example, see here, the first sentence, shall we dance? Suppose you ask your father, father, shall we dance? So he says yes. So because he loves dancing. So it means when you are sure enough that the answer would be positive, that time we use shall. Okay, so we use shall for when we are sure about that the answer would be positive. Next is should I call the doctor? Over here, the word should is used for uh, suggestion, for polite suggestion. You are suggesting someone that if you should call the doctor or not, but you are not sure whether the answer would be positive or negative. So when we are not sure whether the answer would be positive or negative, that time we use should. Okay, and we use shall when we are sure enough, or when we are sure about it that the answer would be positive. That time we use shall. Okay, and in case of should, the answer might be positive or negative as well. Okay, next function is prediction. See the sentence here. uh, I should not be late. The train usually arrives on time. So here I am predicting something in future. Okay, saying that I should not be late because train usually arrives on time. Okay, so arrives on time, it means that we are predicting here that you should not be late. Why? Because usually the train arrives on time. That is why. So over here we are predicting something that will happen in future. Okay, so in that case we use should. Last function is to give advice. So when you are making or giving some advice to someone, for example, you should read books. So over here I'm giving you an advice that you should read books uh, in order to pass the examination. So it means I'm giving you advice. So should is used in this sentence for giving an advice. Okay, and one more case, like I am telling you, you should watch this video uh, to get knowledge about models. So that time also I'm giving you an advice. Okay, our next model is must. So we use must when we want to express necessity or obligations. See the first example, you must improve your handwriting. So over here the model must expresses necessity. It means it is absolutely necessary for you to improve your handwriting. Okay, so must expresses necessity. Okay, next is logical certainty. So over here see the sentence, living in such crowded condition must be difficult. So over here it means that you are living in a crowded condition, and living in such place is not easy, and therefore I am using this model must to express that there is some logical certainty. It means it is quite logic that it is not possible for anyone to live in a crowded place or in a crowded condition. So must is used here to denote logical certainty. Let's move on to our next set of model, which is may and might. So when do we use may and might? We use it in a very formal setting. We use it when we ask for permission, or somebody tells us that something is not allowed, that is prohibition. Okay, and we use it at our workplace, and when a student is talking to the principal or a teacher, or when we talk to someone who is superior to us. Okay, let us see the first function. and that is formal permission or formal prohibition. And the first sentence under formal permission or prohibition is, you may start eating now. So over here the model may uh, expresses formal permission. Okay, so let's take a situation here. Suppose you have joined an office and you are new to that place, so you don't know the lunch time there, and someone who is senior to you tells you that you may start eating now. So it means someone is telling you in a very formal manner, means he is giving you permission in a very formal manner that you may start eating now. So over here may is used for giving formal permission. Okay. Next is, you may not wear sandals to work. Over here, the model may is used for prohibition. Okay, so as I told you that we use it in a very formal situation, and like at our work, suppose when someone tells you that you are prohibited, you are not allowed to wear sandals at workplace. Okay, so it shows prohibition, it expresses prohibition. Next function is when we make a polite request. For example, see here, may I help you? It means someone is asking you, someone is requesting you in a very polite way that if he or she can help you or not. Okay. When you go to some place like malls and all, you must be seeing there a banner or something where it is written, may I help you? So it means someone is asking that if he or she can help you or not. Okay, in a very polite manner. Next, third function is possibility. So, see the example here. Our company might get the order. So, over here, the word might is a model, and it expresses that that there is a possibility for our company to get the order. We are not confirming it. Okay, there is no confirmation. It might get the order. Okay, so over here we use might when some possibility is there, but no confirmation is there. Okay, it shows possibility for the future. Okay, it shows possibility for the future, that something might happen in the future. And the last function is polite suggestion. When we want to make a polite suggestion, that time we use might. Like suppose you have gone to a restaurant and you are not able to decide what to order, and you are confused, and a waiter passes by, and you call him and ask that I am quite confused, what shall I order? Then the waiter suggests you that you might like to try our pizza. Okay, so it means that he is giving you suggestion in a very polite way or in a polite manner. Okay, so these are the functions of may and might. The first function is we use it in formal permission or formal prohibition. Next is when someone makes a polite request. And third function is when some possibility is there in future, but there is no confirmation. Okay, and the last is for making a polite suggestion, that time we use might. Okay, our next model is ought to. Ought to is a model phrase, and it is used to denote some obligations or desirability. Okay, see the first example or sentence here. You ought to take care of your parents. So it means it is your duty or responsibility to take care of your parents. So over here, the model ought to expresses when something is your duty or something is your responsibility. In that case, we use ought to. And obligation means duty or your desirability. Okay, our next function is probability. It means when you are not sure about something but you think that it might happen. Okay, there are some chances, but there is no confirmation. In that case we use ought to. See the sentence here, prices ought to come down. It means according to you the prices might come down. Okay, so in that case we use ought to. So according to you, like there is a kind of prediction, but like based on your calculations the price may come down, but there is no such confirmation. Okay, in that case we use ought to. Our next model is used to. So used to, we basically use it when we denote some habit in the past. Okay, like I used to live in London. So it means what? It does not exist anymore. You were living there in past. Okay, so in that case we use used to. So it is a situation that has happened in the past and it no longer exists. So in that case, we use it. I hope the functions are clear to you. We use ought to when we want to make some obligations or there is some desirability. And the second function is when there is some chances. That means probability is there, but there is no such confirmation. And used to is used to denote some habit which was in past. Okay, and it does not exist any longer. Our next set of model is have to and need to. So when do we use have to? When there is some necessity or requirement. Okay, we use it in present tense or in future tense. See the example here. I have to apply for visa to travel abroad. It means over here the model have to uh, denotes that it is necessary or a requirement for you that you have to apply for visa if you want to travel abroad. Okay, so it expresses necessity or something that is required for you. Next is I need to drop by his room to pick up a book. It means that if you want the book, you have to, it is required for you that you have to drop by his room. Okay, so it expresses requirement. Okay, next is I have written here past, and in past had to or need to. uh, these sentences can be substituted by writing had to over here. Suppose if I write here, I had to apply for visa to travel abroad. It means it refers to sentence in the past. Okay, and this can also be replaced by needed to. Okay, and then also it will be referring to a sentence in the past. See, like I needed to drop by his room to pick up a book. So it refers to a sentence that has happened in past. So these are the functions of have to and need to. I hope now modal verbs are clear to you, and if you have any doubt you may ask your queries uh, in the comment box, and please give your valuable feedback. It is very important for me. And if any kind of queries you have, you please ask me in the comment box. Thank you. Till then, happy learning.